Welcome back, everyone, to the 1995 ALDS Game 5 between the visiting New York Yankees and your Seattle Mariners. You know, we were talking during the break about the little scuffle that happened yesterday that could have been ignited into something a lot worse. The Yankees were starting to throw at our guys and knock down Joey Cora, and the umpires had to go out to the mound and settle that whole thing. And now up to bat first for the Yanks is Ruben Sierra. Is that a good series so far? And the first pitch is a high ball. Like we said, the batters here have not been able to get on base. And the second offering is a inside corner for ball 2. Sierra has 2 home runs and 5 RBIs in this series, so he's had a pretty good one so far. And the pitch. And a hit ball deep into left center. And Griffey will make the out. Now, Griffey, despite being out for most of the year, he's been pretty good for the M's down the stretch defensively. Been a little sluggish on the bat, but he has come back in full all-star form here in the series. And that's just what all-stars do. They elevate their game in clutch situations, and Griffey has certainly done that. And Mattingly settles in. The pitch. Curveball is at the knees for ball 1. It's been a small strike zone here in the series so far. And there's a pitch for a strike, a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Mattingly asking Evans if that ball caught the outside corner, and it did. The pitch. And another curveball fouled off behind home plate for strike 2. And the crowd is cheering to get Bennis fired up here, which can only help his fastball. You know, being a power pitcher, he feeds off of what the crowd is doing. And a high inside fastball. And that's the kind of pitches we were talking about yesterday. They were throwing a lot of inside, trying to get the batters off the plate. And Bennis is only carrying on what's been going on, the tradition. And a foul ball. And one lucky fan will walk away with a valuable souvenir. Bennis is fighting for every square inch he can on this plate. Bennis is, of course, pitching to his hero, Don Mattingly. So he may be a little awestruck, and there is a high, lazy fly ball. Coleman settles under it to record the out. Just want to remind all you fans that tonight's game is being sponsored by several entities, one of them being Emerald Queen Casino. Emerald Queen Casino, where you can play and win like a queen. And, you know, you do get the feeling that after yesterday's game, the hitters are just, trying to feel out their way through tonight, swinging at maybe, more than they would normally would. You got to figure out that strike zone. And James up to bat. He will foul into the left field line. And another fan, Washington State hat that is, will walk away with a souvenir. The pitch. A check swing, and it's low for a ball. Evans is certainly tightening up this strike zone. He's not giving an inch. He is making both pitchers work for every pitch that he has. And another foul ball. And the crowd is on their feet here in the Kingdome, trying to get Bennis fired up. Count is 1-2. Let's see if he can strike him out. Woo, inside. And that ball will be making the count 2-2. Bennis with the wind and the delivery. And a lazy chopper down the first base line, and Tino Martinez will get the out. And the Yankees are retired once again in order. We'll be back. You're listening to Mariners Radio here on AM 750 Como. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going into the bottom of the second here. And coming up to bat, of course, is the hero from yesterday, Edgar Martinez, with a towering grand slam to bring the Mariners back from the dead, gave them new life, and it helped us clinch Game 4. This young man is born in New York, raised in Puerto Rico, and he is certainly the fan favorite here in Seattle. And I can think of nobody else who is a finer MVP candidate for this series. He has had a very good series. Not only has he had the towering grand slam, but he is hitting .600 with 2 home runs and 8 RBIs. And the offering to Martinez, and it's chipped off for strike 1. And Cone has been very good at silencing the Mariner bats, but he certainly has his work cut out for him for Edgar. The pitch, and a hooking curveball gets away from him, goes behind home plate, and that will bring the count to 1-1. And most certainly, it can be said with utmost certainty that if there was no DH rule, we would not have an Edgar Martinez. And a fastball low below the knees brings the count to 2-1. He's had a pretty good career against Cone, hitting .364, 8 for 22. Not bad. And the pitch low and away. And the count is now 3-1 on Martinez. And this is definitely the hitter's count. Here comes the pitch. A very good looking pitch down the middle to bring it to a full count. And the pitch down low, and that will be a chopper into the center field. And Martinez is your first base runner of the game. Finally, someone has gotten on base, and it's for the Mariners. And, of course, the Yankees will feel good about this hit. They managed to keep it in the ballpark, and we all know that Edgar Martinez can, and when he does get a hold of the ball, he can crush it out here at the Kingdom. And now Tino Martinez comes up to bat. No relation to Edgar, hitting .368, 1 home run, and 5 RBIs so far for this division series. And the first pitch is low for ball 1. Edgar getting a slight lead off of first. And he is forced back onto the bag for a pickoff attempt, and he is safe. First base coach Mejas doing a very good job at instructing Martinez on what to do. Cone settles in. Checks the runner at first again with no throw. And these Mariner fans are not enjoying that, giving Cone the booing business. And the pitch. Low, but it is a foul ball, and Martinez was trying to steal second. But he will be forced to trot back to first. And manager Lou Piniella, obviously knowing what he's doing, trying for the hit and run. And the 1-1 pitch. Here's the delivery. High and fouled back behind home plate with a lucky souvenir. And Cone will settle in. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tino. And there's an inside pitch, and that will bring the count to full. Martinez, of course, had a very good season this year, and he is looking to carry over that success into the playoffs. Excuse me, quick correction. It is 2-2 for the count. Kind of got ahead of myself. And now there's the 3-2 pitch as the ball goes into the dirt. And we now have a full count. The crowd cheering Tino on as he resets himself. Nobody out, no score. Here at the bottom of the second, and Tino Martinez is looking to change that right here. Here's the pitch. And a line drive into left field, and that will hold the runners at first and second. So after a full inning and a half of nobody on base, we now have 2 runners, the Martinezes, on first and second. Edgar at second and Tino at first. And up to bat comes Mr. Bad to the Bone himself, Jay Buhner. He's had 40 home runs this year, so he is definitely a danger at bat. And he's had a pretty good series here so far. He's hitting .421 with 1 home run and 2 ribbies. And these fans are certainly hoping for the long ball from the big man. The pitch. Fastball outside on the outside corner for strike 1. Cone staring in at his opponent. He's got to be thinking, what am I going to do to avoid a 3-run shot? And here's the offering. Down low, gets away from him. But Stanley keeps it in front of the plate. And he will prevent the runners from advancing. And Mike Stanley, of course, one of the better catchers in the American League. And he proved it just there. Cone is ready. The pitch. Great breaking ball to bring the count to 2-2. Cone trying to throw something down and away. The pitch. And Jay Buhner will strike out to become the first strikeout victim for Cone in this Game 5. And up to bat comes Luis Sojo. So Sojo will be looking to get 1 run on the board, hopefully 2. And with Tino Martinez's speed, if he gets the ball out deep enough, he can certainly get him in. Sojo having a fairly decent series so far with 3 ribbies, hitting .278 but with no home runs. Looking to change all that right now. And his first offering is outside curveball. And Luis Sojo has been struggling throughout his career versus Cone. He's only 1 for 15. And if there is any time to change the story of a batter against a pitcher, it is certainly here in the playoffs. And the offering gets away. Stanley wasn't able to get it recovered. And Martinez will advance. So we now have runners on second and third. And if another pitch gets away, Martinez could definitely score. And Stanley will come out to the mound, try and settle down Cone. You got to think is probably telling him, hey, you may have runners on second and third, but hey, you struck out a very dangerous batter in Jay Buhner. So just settle in. Let's get these guys out. And here's the offering. And Sojo will connect, but it is a foul ball out of play down the right field line. So plenty of souvenirs are being had today with all the foul balls that we've had so far. Cone looking a little rattled out there. And this crowd chanting to try and get the Mariners to get going and get some runs in. And the pitch. And it's a foul chip caught by the catcher for strike 2. And Cone has relatively kept this crowd quiet today. Something that no other Yankee pitcher has been able to do for this series, especially yesterday. Up and in, swung in, and struck out. The second strikeout in a row, and Soho will be sat down. And getting strikeouts with men in scoring position is something that's Cone has been able to do very well, and he is proving that tonight. Up to bat is the catcher, Danny Wilson, 1 for 14 this series with a single, 2 walks, and a ribby. Runners at second and third now. Wilson looking to get the base runners in, put some Mariner runs on the scoreboard. And the first pitch is up and away. Catches the corner for strike 1. We have 2 outs. A ball and 2 strikes. And there is a strikeout, and Dan Wilson will be sat down. And we will come back. Mike Stanley, Tony Fernandez, and Randy Velarde will be up for the Mariners. You're listening to Mariners Baseball Radio on AM 750 Como